had a little time on our hands, so we're gonna look at a wonderful little game called Gunstar Heroes.
It's in this box.
Open your
What kind of
box.
box is that, Yoshi?
It's a Boxing Day box.
Oh, yeah, yeah, when you get your post-Christmas Day presents.
So this is the first game by Treasure, and if I remember correctly, they had some trouble actually getting it made.
This intro also is just very in media res, and you can't really pick up on what the fuck is going on if you don't read the manual.
Yeah. Good old Green with his one sprite.
Ah, he's just very cold to this. I believe Treasure were made up of former Konami devs, which kind of suggests why there's a lot. It kind of feels Contra-esque.
A lot of run and gun.
Yeah. So, what are the telltale marks of a Treasure game? Lots and lots of bosses, showing off graphical techniques, shmup stages, pseudo 3D stuff.
Had a very unique sound as well on the Genesis.
Yeah.
Awaken the creator of the new world. Yeah, I picked this up on, oh man, the Wii Virtual Console, but like having my brother there, we were still together, just going through this two players is pretty great. Oh no, he's got a gem.
I only ever played one Treasure game when I was a kid, and that was the McDonald's one, which we'll have to cover at some point because the game's
Treasure.
not bad. Yeah, it's Treasure.
Oh my god,
We'll do
expert.
it next game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think if you die and continue, it actually lowers the difficulty. It seems like it does,
I don't think so.
or at least for that the rest of the stage.
I don't think
Like
so.
I think I remember. Nah.
That does not sound
Not
familiar at
as
all.
much, but like, can't hurt as much.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot of stuff on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the beginning, the game just starts right the fuck out.
Yeah, this is like the closest to a traditional level.
So if I remember correctly, I think in two-player there's like a weird thing where like you only do damage every other frame with your weapons in order to like compensate for the fact that there's two people attacking.
Also, here's this waggly back and forth thing.
Yeah,
It's dead now.
I love that. Yeah, you can throw basically any object, including your allies, and
Yep.
if you throw your ally at an enemy, you do contact damage that is insane and is actually kind of like the go-to strat for a lot of fights.
So what are the abilities? So you shoot in 8 directions. You can slide, which deals damage. You can throw. You can do this sort of double jump dive thing. It's not really a double jump, but you sort of gain extra distance. You can kick in midair.
There's also
You can grab ceilings.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's also this bizarre-ass, like, half-circle forward shoot attack that does, like, a similar slide attack, but
Yeah.
it's, like, standing. There's also a block, if you press jump and shoot at the same time, where you take 1 damage from everything. Or at
Oh,
least from
really?
Yeah, or at least from
Okay, I'm gonna be
projectiles.
honest. I didn't know that.
It's weird, yeah. Oh yeah, there's also this, little exploit where if you're just at the top of the screen, you just won't get hit by anything.
We also kind of want to mention the whole weapon select system, in that there are 4 weapons, but you can combine them.
Yep, you've got 4 different, it's,
Rapid fire,
fire,
homing,
homing,
flame, and electricity.
lightning, and yeah, they all have unique combinations, including like double fire, double chaser,
Yeah.
etc.
And they get very creative as well with them. Like this combo where you can just basically dictate where the flame is on screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
right,
is
yeah.
Fire Chaser. It is the best ability because you just kind of put it on an opponent's hitbox and then waggle your D-pad like an idiot and just do a ton of damage.
Yeah, but if you don't
And,
press any directions, it also homes in automatically too, so it's like super versatile.
And fire with lightning basically gives you a lightsaber, which can nullify projectiles.
Yeah.
Sort of an electricity flamethrower. So yeah, you can see that.
Also, the bosses have like a ton of like kind of unique stuff to them. Like you can kind of like get underneath this guy, and you can also throw the robot in a weird way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that shield strat is pretty good.
There's a lot of ways to play this game.
Yeah, yeah. There's like, and the bosses have like a bunch of different attacks too. You'll probably see it a little later, but you can also like, there's a lot of like, there's like this bomb attack that a lot of enemies have, and you could just throw those bombs around, like back at the enemies and stuff. It's like super neat.
Yeah.
I
So
think this might be the
especially
most
modified
famous
mining cart. Be aggressive.
This game's great.
Yeah, that's a mining cart, all right.
It's a future mining cart.
So, like, you get like 4 stages to choose from, Mega Man style. Only one of them I would describe as conventional. You then get this auto-scroller, you get one that's like vertical, and then you get the dice maze.
Yeah, black silly dice, mate.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was silly.
Yeah, there's the weird like duck robot thing that shoots out the power-ups.
If you you kick it, which you can't do in this stage, but if you do like the jump kick on it, it drops even more.
Fire Chaser is good, but it also makes moving around kind of difficult, and there are 2 different modes. There's fixed shot and free shot. Fixed shot, when you are firing, you stand still, and free shot, while you're firing, you still move around when you hit the D-pad.
It's represented by red and blue here. They're the separate
Oh,
characters.
yeah, and yeah, for some reason, your character depends on whether you pick fixed shot or free shot. Like, you'll get the red or blue outfit, but like the different characters with the headband and not the headband depends on
Yeah, like
for some reason.
Yeah, fixed shot is the guy with the headband, and then free shot is the other guy. And usually, you can have 2 of those for some reason.
I mean, you know what they say about people with headbands and people without.
Yeah. And then, like, your hearts, also draw from them. Your vitality, it goes up by 20 every level you clear, so there is a point to the stage select, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's terrible that if it didn't have a point anyway, it's still kind of fun, but like,
I love this is Treasure's debut game, and they just went all out with their crazy ideas. And the best thing is, though, it's not like crazy for the sake of crazy. Like this all feels coherent.
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like, oh, this is silly weird stuff. It's like, no, it all gels together. I mean, it is out there, and there's a lot of depth. But
I can imagine they had a lot of experience. Like, this is sort of like they had a lot of experience with Contra, so they were definitely familiar with the template. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like super ambitious and like incredibly well thought out. Like, I don't know if there's any design decisions that I really dislike in this game.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing I can say about it is it has a really easy final boss.
Okay, so this is a
The seventh
moment,
force.
but this is a key moment for not just Gunstar Heroes, but Treasure as a developer as a whole. Like, this will be referenced again.
Oh, and also, the difficulty determines how many of the forms you actually face, and so it randomly selects them, but if you're on Expert, you're gonna face all 7, and it's like 3, 5, 7 for easy normal.
Yeah. And I do believe they also get more attack, like, they still get more attacks. It's not just your...
Yeah.
believe Seven Force was inspired by Transformer robot toys, an anime. They just wanted that in their game.
Just look at this sprite. Like, this
No,
is...
look at these sprites, you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look at this fucking character. It's just... And it's funny because all the 7-4 stuff is, like, made up of, like... the same, like, very similar sprites. Like, it all uses, like, this...
So it can keep it all in loaded.
Yeah, yeah. It's... But they made so much with so little.
Yeah.
Yeah. And take in mind, like, the Mega Drive, like, can't even rotate sprites. So every rotation is a new sprite.
Yep.
They had to draw
Oh, yeah, that's
keep
right.
memory.
I mean, yeah, neither could the SNES at this point. Yeah. I mean, it had, like, background rotation, which you could fake, but...
You can fake that into, like, a background character, but yeah.
This is just... It's just weird because this is
Each of the different forms are, like, you switch between, like, vertical and horizontal, and there's a different set of forms for each of the phases, because they, you know, whichever one that makes them play better.
It's just like a precursor to Alien Soldier, which is like the Genesis game that feels like it was custom made to be as ambitious as possible with just what the hardware could do. But this is like a fairly early Genesis game, I remember.
Oh, now, my next form, a gun.
Oh yeah, this one's silly. Also, this exploit is silly.
I mean, yeah. I want to see the reload animation.
Oh, we might not see it.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No, it has
there we
enough
go.
health on Expert that we're going to see it.
It also fires fast enough.
Oh. There's, this one where you have to kind of, as you can see, be mindful of each of its parts as it sort of goes up the field.
Yeah, all the parts
Get
are like
through.
designed in like such a specific way. Like all the different phases have like their own gimmicks and...
It all feels fair, but it's challenging. It's
Yeah.
also fair.
Oh, for sure.
To be fair, the gun one is pretty simplistic, but still.
Well, yeah.
Oh, also, this is Green, who's been captured and hypnotized or something.
Yeah.
He's our other brother, or just at least one of our dudes. There's a lot of story here, and it's just kind of breathlessly not explained a lot.
I think it's Yellow's brother. It's weird. It's like... Just,
Oh yeah, Yellow is the girl on the intermission screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other guy is Doc Brown. We have, we saw him in the intro, but we haven't actually encountered our favorite character. My favorite color, Smash Daisaku.
Yeah. Jeez, how long did that take to animate? Like, just make sure it all looks...
It's crazy.
I think a game most similar to this is actually not even another treasure game. It's a Contra Hardcore, because that is also like insane with its how many bosses it has, and each boss is like a technical showcase.
Yeah, very similar idea. And it is, of course, a run and gun.
Yeah.
Well, they got really lucky because that has a random chance to go up and down like on each bounce. So they just managed to avoid ever action to dodge that. Also, this is a long fight, but of course
yeah,
it
with
is.
all 7 forces, yeah.
Can,
oh yeah, this is
could be the
Crab
first
Force,
one.
where it just kind of shoots these things out of you, and some of them are bombs, and then just some of them just make walls. And then there's like, weapons like Chaser Lightning, where it's just this lightning thing that just sort of square that goes around to like automatically locks on immediately to every enemy and just keeps hitting them.
Yeah.
But like it'll lock on to really stupid things sometimes.
Yeah, lock into things that aren't actually damageable, so then you have to like fire it to like get it attached to the right thing. It's silly.
Can I just point out that was the second boss potentially, which can also be the first boss.
Yep.
That wasn't the that was most games' final boss. I wonder if there's like a real benefit from splitting up the first 4 stages like that. I mean, it's fun for like repeat playthroughs, but I don't know, maybe they have a bit of a better difficulty arc without it, because it seems a little weird.
Yeah, especially because I would probably put the mine last with that boss the way it is, at least on this difficulty.
It feels like in terms of the game's pacing up, feels like a big moment as well.
Then again, I guess Black's Dice Maze is also a good 4th stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some merits to going different paths and like for different players, and you know, you get more health if you beat some of them. So there's merits to just kind of noodling around. It's not like Mega Man where you get like a specific power that really helps you out, but it's still like where you noodle around and find which one's this stage that I'm good at, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a little ashamed to admit I did not know this game when I had a Mega Drive. I discovered this through emulation. Like I
mean, yeah, same. Like,
Teddy.
there was a few games that like I feel like I really missed out on, and this one is a big one.
Yeah.
Because again, I only played the McDonald's one. I didn't even know about Hetty or this game at all.
Yeah, it was like going online for the first time. You're like, oh yeah, who remembers Dynamite Teddy? Just like, oh, is that from the people who made Gunstar Heroes? Like, what's Gunstar Heroes?
I think
I remember this back from when I was lurking in the Speed Demos archive days, and they had a run, and like Nate was like, dude, you should really check out this run. It is fucking amazing. And I watch it and I didn't really understand it, but
I think
that's probably why I remembered it when it came on the Wii and I went out and bought it, you know?
I think I first played this on the Wii, actually. I think my cousin got it on his console, and he's like, dude, I played this game when I was a kid, and if we gotta play it again. I'm like, well, what is it? I've never heard of it.
Well, it's sleep.
Like, you say this is a vertical stage, but it's only really that first part, and then there's...
Yeah, I'll admit, my memory's a little... Oh, I didn't know you could grab that.
Oh, it's action, Reg Vulcan.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, there's like a lot of interactable stuff throughout these stages, and there's a lot of it you can miss.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll admit that I've got a lot of blind spots for this game.
Hell, you could attach yourself to the bottom of that machine there and just kind of shoot up at it. Also, yeah, just a great co-op game. Just a hell of a good co-op game.
Did you know the SNES port of Final Fight, the original Final Fight, didn't even have a 2-player?
Jesus.
God, look at the way that thing rotates. I think that's... I don't know, probably some sort of black magic, devil worship.
Imagine uses the same trick that, like, you get, like, wavy backgrounds, you know?
Yeah, I think it is. I couldn't tell you what it's called, but...
So this is orange.
You could tell because he's wearing green.
He's kind of a grapplery guy. Oh yeah, and this one where he fucking grabs onto the helicopter rotor.
Yeah,
You know, like, watching this without playing it, I'm appreciating, like, all the rotation. I never noticed the sky rotating.
Oh god, yeah, this... I actually don't think I noticed that either.
I feel like watching Contra Hardcore as well, because that is just an insane game that's just like, wow, check this out.
Oh yeah, you could throw him too, but he does like a retaliation attack. But if you can avoid it, then, you know, it's worth it. It hurts a lot.
Hey! Good, last level.
Yep.
Black has built a silly dice maze.
I like Dice Maze is hyphenated too.
Yeah, like it's a common thing. It's a common enough expression to warrant being technically one word.
Don't really know how it's a maze per se, but you know, board game, sure.
I don't know. I just love him saying it. It's silly. The thing you're gonna die in, it's silly. Like
Yes.
he's like the Riddler or something.
This is like half the game, this one stage.
Yeah. That's what I mean about the level select being kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you only face half half the game, depending on how lucky you are.
Like, I can just juggle shit, too.
So,
Welcome to the Dice Palace.
should we acknowledge like a modern game that seems to really, really like this game?
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I thought you were going to go into Gunstar Superheroes, which is a
No.
thing.
No, nobody remembers that.
Yeah, so like, here's just a boss rush on a board game.
Yep.
So just
Oh yeah, and only one player. Each player has their own token, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
fun twists. So the Cuphead thing, I want to acknowledge.
yeah, no, this game is...
Straight up does this. It does a lot from Gunstar Heroes. Like a hell of a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the entire inspiration for, like, Cuphead. Because,
It probably is.
given that it's all, you know, Treasure is big on boss rush games. Like, or, you know, just big on having a lot of bosses. Like, Cuphead being a boss rush game is pretty, you know...
It's treasure. It feels like a treasure game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a character that's blatantly referenced in this game, Alien Soldier and Cuphead, although obviously that is.
oh yeah, this is also where they get weird too, because they have the thing. This is timer on, so that timer's going to hit 10, and then we reverse time.
I fucking love this.
They are just bad shit. Like no idea was too insane for them. And it's not even like challenging. It's just silly.
It's great though because like if you don't play it right, you can actually get yourself in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
So like it isn't linear either, you know? Like there's at least a little variance in. Are they gonna show every single space?
Yeah, I have a feeling they're showing every single space by save scumming the die rolls. Oh, and then here's that mobility you have through the game that's sort of optional, but now here's the thing showcasing it. I never really got that top hat going. It can get really hard if you don't like go up and around that left and up.
Yeah. Yeah, they've an unarmed mode for specifically 2 areas in this, or a few areas in this dice maze.
Ah yes, Minion Soldier.
It's the tiny little soldier.
Well, we had a bunch of tiny little soldiers on our guys, and it's not really explained why they're really tiny. Like, are we huge, the Gunstars?
Oh yeah, there were like the tiny villagers in the first stage.
Yeah.
No idea.
They just had so much fun making this.
Yeah.
You just expect the first game to be a lot more modern. I keep thinking McDonald's was the first game, but no.
Yeah, same.
Because here's a silly license game to pay the bills. No, they came out swinging. I mean, the McDonald's game is good as well, but it's not like their pet project.
No, yeah, it's not nearly as crazy as this, but...
Don't look!
Oh yeah, the block animation just... Ugh. I just appreciate them safe scumming this with 2 people, like... They... Oh, melon bread.
There he is. See him again.
Can this
if
boss
we,
actually injure you?
Yes!
Yeah, he vomits, doesn't he?
They're not gonna show it. Yeah, if you let him play out that animation for a bit, he kind of freezes up and then just opens his mouth and a bomb falls out. It's like a really pathetic attack, but he can actually damage you.
And then in Cuphead, he's referenced to like a kind of a snooker, billiards themed enemy.
Yeah.
Also, Alien Soldier serves as a kind of a prequel. I love this. Just the Street Fighter 2 car smashing.
It's just like the guy going, no!
I'm sure glad I got that high score.
Yeah, it's not like it needs to go back to that. Does
Oh.
it save your high score? Probably not.
Well, it's a video game from the 90s. You gotta have score in it.
Yeah.
When you use it, do you get lives from score? I mean, I don't
No,
mind
you just gotta have
but, I mean-
score in it. There are no lives in this game.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's just infinite continues.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh man, there are a lot of balls on expert mode in this one. Oh, you can grab onto them. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I've got balls.
This is just like, hey, look, we have silly balls that bounce on a wall that goes up and down.
This makes me think of like
Physics.
this makes me think of like kicks or jazz ball or something like that. I've got balls.
And they all have silly names, too. I actually didn't even read what
Well,
that
I mean,
was.
it's a silly dice maze. That's what makes it silly. If they had serious names, it'd be a serious dice maze.
But yeah, I guess I should say for the hell of it that the dice actually has a chance to roll between a 1 and a 3. So you can like kind of skip past a lot of the stuff on your first playthrough. Or you can get unlucky and have to do a lot of it.
Yeah, look at that, that big skull at the end there. That just takes you back to the beginning start space.
You don't have to do anything you've already done again, but yeah, you will have
If
to
you
go.
land on the things you've done on again, you don't have to do them.
Yeah,
You land on
exactly.
other things.
Yeah.
I love those pictogram signs.
Oh,
It's very ordinary for quite an abstract thing.
oh yeah, there's this guy. It's just
I think this guy is just a mini boss that shows up in other places.
yeah, we fade him.
Except maybe without that ball.
Yeah, we faced him a couple of times now. You
Compared to
enemy.
like all the other stuff that is just unique to this stage.
yeah.
I love minor enemies in games that are kind of your equivalent. Like I don't mean like a full-on rival. I just mean someone who
They use
kind
the
of-
same moves you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
They play by the same rules you do.
yeah, like what's his face in Doom Eternal? You know who I'm.
Marauder?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the-
like I'm here and I'm your equal, and he's like a good challenge, you know. Like not like a full-on boss, not even a mini boss, but just like I'm a common enemy, but
I hate this
you gotta
thing.
take me seriously.
Oh
yeah,
god, it's
oh, wow,
fast.
that goes so fast! In the... Yeah, but yeah. It gives you the order in which the lasers will go to.
You're
Yeah.
invincible while you're climbing up.
The little yellow up kick thing, yeah.
Yeah, that has iframes.
But yeah, there's a lot of like difficulty differences in this game as well. Like that's a lot slower that like kind of tell for where it's going. In the other
A lot more
difficulties.
interesting than just giving them all health,
Yeah,
which they could have done.
Oh, they
Like the
definitely
Seven
did
Force
that
and
too,
shit.
but...
But yeah, but like the 7 Force thing and this.
Yeah. There's a lot of moves that they don't use on the lowest difficulty. I mean, for the bosses to have a bunch of moves instead of the gimmicky
Yeah.
bosses that were...
like this guy.
Curry and rice,
This is
use of fire is strictly prohibited.
Yeah, this is curry and rice.
this thing kind of sucks actually because its attacks just like instantly come out and you don't really know how to deal with
Bait them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I think it's supposed to be very sumo-y.
Oh, I don't know. Something's lost.
Yeah, I don't know enough about sumo, so...
It's sometimes I don't know if it's a translation thing or if it's just that this game is that quirky.
Oh, it's just yeah, like some in joke. It's like not Japanese. It's just an in joke they had in the office.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this thing is wild.
Another tech demo.
Yeah.
I'm not against.
Oh, if you stand on its head, it starts shrinking down, and then it springs back up and knocks you to the ceiling and hurts you.
I thought of everything. Those things it's firing remind me of Bino from Heady.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kinda.
The face just goes flying up.
Oh no.
I ain't got no body.
Oh, this thing.
Hello said super gonads.
Hey, you think our parallax is cool? Let's move the floor around too.
Break the floor as well. Ugh.
Listen, like all of these are a lot of work and they're all optional. Like
Yep.
I mean, they're all the chance you any one of them you may never see.
It's crazy. Like, Treasure just did that kind of stuff. It just went all out and produced stuff that like you can miss it while playing the game, you know? And most people, and a lot of people didn't even see these games. It didn't feel like they ever really got, because like I never heard of this game until like, you know, someone told me about it way down the line. Bye.
You cleared it. 100%. Yeah,
then
did you know the original version of Final Fight in the SNES didn't have two-player mode? Oh, that cow!
Oh yeah. That's another stab Earthworm Jim.
Oh yeah, Treasure. No, nobody even knows about Treasure's one-sided rivalry with Shiny.
Oh man, a black beat stepper. I gotta tighten up my combos.
It's this boss fight for like it's kind of intricate, and yet this boss fight is like
Kind of a joke.
yeah.
Yeah, even I don't remember struggling too much against him. I don't really remember all his phases.
Not sure why he's standing in midair. That was a little weird.
He's silly dice maze.
Yeah, he rolls a dice and then stands on a color, and that determines what attack
Yeah,
he
and
uses.
the color flashes too. Everything he does is telegraphed like to the stars.
Yeah.
He's a precursor to Dark Demon King.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's. How did I forget? He drops a fake gem and it can actually hurt you.
Imagine dying to that.
God.
Hey, what are you doing, idiot? Good job they didn't take those gems back up there. Why don't you just take 3 of them?
That's a good question.
Wow, I found a plot hole in this shitty fucking game.
So that was
How embarrassing.
Gray, I believe.
Yeah.
This level is long. And there are no checkpoints, so like if you ever die, you get a continue screen and it takes you back to the beginning of whatever level you're on.
Also, this is like the most conventional level we've seen since the first level.
Actually, I should rephrase that because it takes you back to like the beginning of whatever room you were in. And I think the green stage also
This
has
one just has one room.
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't have any level transitions.
Oh yeah, those big flying things that are kind of a pain, but you can just throw them.
So I want to acknowledge something that I know Treasure for, but not many people seem to acknowledge. They love putting signs in their backgrounds.
Oh yeah.
Like they love doing that, like particularly in Heady, but not just that. Also, Astro Boy in the GBA had that as well. They had big Sega treasure signs in the background, like a lot of English signs.
I thought you were gonna tell us about was it Outgun?
Oh my god, did you just body slam it?
You can actually grab it and slam it into the ground, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm learning a lot from this.
Yeah. There's a lot of quirky stuff in this game, just like. And a lot of it isn't like unintuitive either. It's just like you wouldn't think to try it because you wouldn't think they would put in that much detail, but they did.
Yeah, like a lot of the throw stuff is like, you know, depending on direction rather than some sort of weird command or something. Blocking is a weird fucking command, which is why nobody knows it.
Oh my god, this game.
Oh, we kind of passed right over Smash Daisaku in the orange stage, but I think if you throw him, he just attacks you. Like it's just straight up like a detriment to do that.
Doesn't he do like a rotating predictable thing with his arms when he counter throws you?
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't do any damage, but he does like get an attack out of it, so it like just doesn't do anything for you because you know he's on a jetpack.
Ugh, old emulator. This shouldn't be chugging as much as it is.
Well, I mean, if it's accurate, then it probably should be it.
Oh, it chugs a little, but it doesn't chug this much, I don't think.
I mean, if on the actual hardware, like the original system, it probably would.
It might, yeah, because
And if an emulator is accurate, then it would have to replicate that.
Oh, you
No,
too.
like I said though, I don't think that's accurate that much chugging. I think it chugs a little, but isn't both like.
Yeah, fair
This video's from 2012, so
Yeah. Welcome to the journey of life. No admittance.
oh, this big
They're
thing.
quite perfect, that's fine. Why has it got high heels?
I don't know.
I love this the pose they're doing. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, all the soldiers do like silly things.
Yeah, they've got a lot of personality. These guys, like, honestly, the only kind of minions that rival them, are probably the ones in Metal Slug, in terms of personality.
This game is a lot like Metal Slug in a way.
Yeah.
Oh, the barrel with a dude in it.
Oh yeah, this bird here, if you walk too fast, it doesn't actually. You scroll it off screen, you won't even see it. But yeah, it drops like a shitload of health power up, so it's really helpful.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had this much health at any point
Yeah.
playing this game.
Oh right, it changes your starting. You gain 20 starting health every time you beat a stage, but you also have no maximum.
Yep. I should mention also that in co-op, if you ever die and your partner's still alive, you can respawn at any time by taking half of their health. So.
As your new health pool, yeah.
Yeah. It also takes it away from theirs. So.
Very toe jamming early.
Yeah.
A lot of really good co-op games on the system. World of Illusion if you don't want something that's difficult.
I'm just busy thinking about how, like, I feel like Treasure never really got the appreciation they deserved, like, back in the day.
No.
I still feel like they're still, like, not as well known as they should be. Because they were just doing so many, like, really creative things. Like, I keep wanting to say ambitious, but it, like, that sort of implies that they don't turn out as well as they actually did.
This guy.
Oh,
This guy. This ends so many runs. This puts off so
Love
many
dancing.
people. Yeah.
I love it. I didn't know for the longest time that he has a beard.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh.
That, like, the black pointy stuff coming out of his chin, that's his beard.
Oh. I love reoccurring kind of side antagonists like Mariyama, you know, like it's not the main boss, not the top boss, but just a constant pain in your side.
The whole horse.
Yeah. That's true.
It's kind of like Knuckles in 3, really.
And this game also has like the rival though in the form of Green, like the one who's like just like you, but
Yeah,
evil.
yeah.
So it actually has like all kind of 3 going on. You've got the final actually no, you've got 4. You've got like the main antagonist Gray, but then you also have like the surprise final boss at the end. Not the surprise, but you know what I mean, like the common enemy.
On the extending leg kick. I never die.
That laugh.
Well, that's a beard, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, never just little sweat marks coming out.
Oh yeah, it's a really subtle thing.
It even feels like a pixel.
Thanks, little guy. Why are you so little? So that's the last we see of him, actually.
Oh god, I forgot about that. Well, he never dies, so he's fine.
Just had it lying around.
I hope you like shmup games, because we're going to see a lot of them in Treasure.
Yeah.
I mean, understand they made some as well, naturally.
Oh yeah, the co-op control for this is wild.
Oh my god, what? I don't know any of this.
Yeah, yeah. That's a cool effect. Yeah, so the second player, like, controls the little satellite that's just kind of in the front of the ship right now.
Yeah.
But you can kind of rotate yourself around it, and then you also extend yourself out and then kind of, like, hover at a set distance away.
Oh my god.
So...
I love the weapon combos still transfer over as well, they're not separate, that's just a constant.
Yeah. I think that's why, like, the gimmicky levels still work, because you're still basically playing the same game. You just have, like, slightly different controls.
I was gonna say that about Heady a lot, honestly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Although, I've said that, the flying levels in Heady are actually kind of detached from the main game, but never mind.
A little bit. There's still, like, something similar there. It isn't...
Less so than this, though.
We mentioned it in Earthworm Jim, and that game is, a good example of how you can do that badly.
Oh yeah! Welcome to Timeron. How long you can you last? This thing can be killed really quickly, but there's a timer, and the longer you like just sit there, the more points you get. Just dodging its attacks instead of killing it.
Well, these two didn't get the memo.
And like nobody cares because it's fucking points in a fucking game that isn't actually built for points, but
I mean, it's
Yeah.
there. If you care, then this game has it, because why not?
What they should have done is, if you're in a shmup level, and they want you to avoid instantly killing the final boss when you get a chance, put a secret bonus point at the end, make a funny joke. I love the scale as well. They didn't have to do that, but
Yeah. Actually, the only thing that this takes away is like free shot and fixed shot don't mean a thing for this, but like,
whatever. I don't know. Does it stop when if you're flying the spaceship? Do you stop when you hold the button?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
it does.
The
I
ship
think
would
it
never stop.
respects your shot there. I didn't know you could do this.
Yeah, same.
I like their flame chaser and the other players specialized as a fucking projectile shield.
So how it works is like when you start firing, you'll always fire in that direction until you stop firing. So then you can, you know, as they're doing, they're firing forward while moving around and freely. So everything kind of has, yeah. Well, it's actually kind of both, really.
But the person using the lightsaber to protect from projectiles.
So I didn't actually know that. I actually totally didn't realize that was a thing, and it's which is funny because I actually like that weapon just because of like unorthodox ways doing like high damage. I didn't realize that had that benefit.
Oh yeah.
I love that there's this troop of little guys who are apparently just kind of... I don't know if they're supposed to be, like, hiding behind to snipe you, or they're pushing the asteroids at you.
I think they're carrying them.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's controlled the deadly rock snake.
Oh yeah, this thing.
The new Space Onyx.
Like they code all of that. Like that can't have been a simple thing to code, and you just see it like one brief time, and it's just gone for the rest of the game. Like
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I
ridiculous.
really like doing that.
The 1000mm gun.
So that's like a meter?
Jeez.
Yeah, it would be around a meter long.
And it can't fire past this little like dinky laser flamethrower thing.
I mean, you gotta remember the scale of this. The big laser.
It's much bigger now, yeah.
Even bigger than a meter. I should have a gun that shoots meter-sized rounds. I've got a 9mm.
I mean, at that point, it's called a
I've got
cannon.
Here's a 9mm. Here's 1000mm.
I was actually thinking, I was like, what exactly is 1 meter? And I was like, okay, it can't be the size of the round because that's ridiculous.
No, it is.
Oh no, it's the size of the round.
It is the size of the round.
Mm,
It's that serious Sam cannon.
Oh, hey!
so we get a refight in this kind of gimmick stage. It's a little weird, but
Yeah, it just continuously morphs into the different forms for different attacks.
Where's the last checkpoint in this level?
When you started it.
Yeah, I'm starting to remember why I never beat this game.
Yeah. This isn't even the worst stage for that kind of thing.
I remember this stage being pretty easy, honestly.
Yeah, it's alright.
Then again, maybe Flame Chaser just makes everything easy. Or easier, depending. Easy for the difficulty I played it on. Because I certainly didn't do Extreme.
I did beat this, I got the Burning Release on the 360. I did take this night to beat it, yeah.
Ah.
That was a very long time ago. I don't remember a lot.
Oh, this effect.
Insanely ambitious.
I don't think you have to wait for that. They just felt like it, I guess.
Yeah, why not look cool? Nobody like bracing themselves. You know all the elites.
Remember when Luca juggled that guy with his lightsaber?
Oh, right.
Ah, here we go.
Look at how much of this game is just in, you know, after those first 4 stages.
I like how the track for this is called HDR for Hammer Dragon Runner.
Oh. This is the start of their fascination with doing pseudo 3D, but I think they really perfected it in Heady. And in McDonald's, they were doing it in McDonald's as well.
Yeah, yeah.
This one just is not quite as
The fighters don't really work out, but the actual boss itself.
I think this is like a precursor. I would say this is a precursor to Spinderella.
Yeah, yeah.
You see the concept though, it's just not. I still think the effect is as well done.
Wait, is the platform they're standing on supposed to be spinning, or is it...
I don't know, that's what I mean by it's not being really that good. I mean, it's good, but it's like, it's not, they haven't quite got it. Whereas Spinderella is just like, holy shit.
It's cool, but yeah, it's a little...
Yeah, all this and like... The funny thing is, with all this and with like the 7 Force being made up of different parts, I just keep thinking Balls 3D. Because that's the animation. Like,
I was just about to say that.
That is
absolutely.
Yeah. That is absolutely what they're doing. It's just they're not making a terrible fighting game with it.
Yeah, the parallax, like, back floor. Like, even this area just kind of looks like a Balls 3D stage.
Yeah, the funniest thing about Balls 3D is, you know what the kind of sequel is to it? It's dogs and cats, those like virtual pet programs.
Yep, same developer.
Using this exact same technology, just not trying to make a fighting game with it.
I still have a lot of fondness for Balls, even though I know it's terrible. Nostalgia.
Oh man, shimmy baby, shimmy.
So yeah, this is, keep in mind, this is definitely the hardest stage because of, that checkpoint is at the beginning of it. So if you die at any point, you're going back to the start of this room. And,
this is an sort of upgraded boss or Thrush with maybe a little less help, but yeah, you're going to be facing all the bosses.
Yep.
But it's not lazy because they have like new techniques.
A lot of them.
They're completely new fights. Like there's not a single retreaded fight here.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, and just to acknowledge this gimmick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're watching it on a screen, like they're not there.
Oh yeah, be sure to watch the bottom after this one fight here. Actually, yeah, they all have unique animations.
This is like this sort of thing is a forerunner to Heady as well. Like the idea of there being an audience watching it that's separate. This kind of fourth wall breaking thing.
Yeah.
Not like fourth wall, but you know what I mean. Like this perspective, messing with it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure if they could, or they would have put some sort of like filter over that area, but you know,
Oh yeah.
they've even tried to add their limits.
This part sucks as co-op because if one person jumps earlier than the other, they're getting hit.
Yeah, this is kind of weird because these both are the bosses from stage 1, only now they're separate things.
Yeah.
Like the
Why does she always make like her and her two minions feel like very anime, like a Tatsunoko character or something?
Oh yeah, it's basically like what's her name, Duranjo or whatever. It's like the same exact thing.
Like, I mean, I don't know, not specifically. It just kind of gives me those vibes.
they just well, because they feel like, you know, just like a group of like 2 or 3 people with one woman, and they're fucking jobbers.
Yeah.
You know, Team Rocket, Duranjo, here we go.
That's speaking of Team Rocket.
Yeah.
We got more tiny people, by the way.
This is like the most retreading a boss fight gets, and this guy still has a ton of new attacks. But yeah, for some reason Pink didn't get her boss theme back whenever we refought her, but eh.
Well, I had to use the stage theme somewhere. But like Death Egg Zone's theme.
The one in Sonic 2 we hear for about 5. Like,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
3 seconds.
Apparently, in the code, it was supposed to like start playing again after you beat Metal Sonic and before you see you know, the Death Ray Robo Egg thing.
Oops.
Like it was supposed to go back to that theme.
How long this game is, because I'm like very familiar with the start of it, but I never really get too far.
It's weird, it seems like there's not many stages, and then you realize that, like, 2 of them take up, like, most of the game.
Yeah.
This is, like... this is level 6. This is mission
In
5
my
from Metal Slug
mind.
3.
In my mind, this is oh god, Metal Slug 3, that level.
Yeah.
Like the longest level in the world.
Then again, I kind of feel like this is level 7 and the spaceship was 6.
Well,
Because they don't have actual,
I just
like, you
mean-
know, stage dividers.
literally when you get the stage clear
Yeah.
message. The last one we got is at the end of, stage 5. And again, based on the way they do checkpoints, it actually really doesn't matter. I don't know if there's a game series that sounds more Genesee than, like, Treasure games. Like, music.
It had a very distinct
Depends what you mean. I think there's like a big difference between when you say
The
that.
the Genesis E you like and the Genesis E you don't, like the electro parts.
I think when you say Genesis specifically, like, I think American, and I think of like the Gems sound driver.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Mark Miller and that sort of thing.
There was that, too.
I'd say this is the most Mega Drive-y sounding, and then something like Balls 3D is super Genesis-y sounding. So I feel there's a difference. That sounds mean.
No, I got you,
I
yeah.
say Balls, I mean. Kid Chameleon, that's a good example.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there are definitely people like who are Genesis fans who like discount the entire American Genesis sound.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, because there's some good stuff in there.
Oh, by the way, this guy, you can't really shoot him because he just blocks it with his hand.
So he's Grey Fox.
Basically, yeah.
No, he's green.
Green Fox.
If they have a ninja thing going on. Only a fool trusts his life to a weapon. It isn't a stupid time to point this out, but one thing I like is the fact that all the generic enemies, like most of them, all have alternate attacks.
Oh my god!
That's so good.
Oh, also, you don't actually fight Gray. I forgot, actually. You just never fight him.
Sir, getting fucking owned.
I do want to mention, though, that even though I said earlier that this boss fight is easy, and it is, outside of that, it's probably one of my favorite bosses ever. It's just thematically really cool.
Yeah, music's really ominous.
Which is why I made a Mugen character that references it a bunch.
Gold and Silver's like in what's it called? That Sega Saturn game.
Oh, Guardian Heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't actually damage him. You have to damage the gems because, you know.
Stop! What's he doing?
That's how you hit the gems, right? Yeah, but you can, like, throw them around and knock them around to, like, you know, keep them off your ass.
Yeah. He has a bunch of attacks, too. Like, between, like, what he does and also, like, he'll do this thing where he goes in the background and then each gem has a unique attack based to it, specific to it. That's, like, based on your weapons. Also kind of funny is whenever I was referencing these moves in said Mugen character, like, they'd list the name of a bunch of moves, but, like, bosses clearly have more moves than the ones that are listed, and not all of them are very obvious which one's what.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember that attack creating a ton of lag.
I should mention, like, there's just a lot of effects in this game that are just the same thing, like that explosion there for the laser, the laser itself, like, they reuse a lot of graphics to make these effects, but, like, you kind of can't tell because of how cleverly they're used.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Like his hair.
Don't know if he's, like, made entirely of metal? Does he have metal hair?
This bit's just iconic.
Oh, yeah,
Iconic to the point where they will reuse this music, like, over 10 years later.
Do they?
Yep. I'd like to watch that game sometime.
Let's slowly go over and see what he's up to. Hey, buddy.
Hey, please stop it. Like,
Where do we put our weapons?
It's a very poignant ending for something with very little story.
Yeah.
It feels like it wants to have more story than it did at the beginning, because like I said, it's very like in media res, and like just like there's a lot of stuff happening and it's not clear what's going on. It's just not explained well at the beginning. Paced well, I mean.
I think it's more so they just didn't want to bog the game down and like.
Well, that too, but like even then, like the intro cutscene is kind of all over the place, where it could have been a little more, you know.
You're right. This game sucks.
Yeah,
Take away.
I'll just say, because there's actually a number of treasure games that do a lot with story, and it's kind of interesting to see. They're kind of
Well, I mean, I
There's-
would
there-
like to
there's-
do Astro Boy because that has a really good story. Like, I'm not
yeah, I've
being-
actually seen that and that, so yeah.
Cool character creator.
Yep. Well, yeah, like this is like their first game. It seems like they didn't really know quite how to. They had a story in their head, but they didn't quite figure out how to integrate
you
it
get
with.
enough. It's not a big.
Yeah, I
deal.
know. No, I'm just saying, like, it seemed like they had more ambitions than they were able to get across, even if it's
Yeah.
perfectly fine for this game, you know. But
Bad
like, it
character
seems like this
design.
is the like, as in, it's a precursor of what they want to do later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is don't Naso squared Suzuki.
Oh, he does the Heady soundtrack.
Yeah.
When looking at things as a sign to come, it's always very interesting.
Are they?
Exactly.
Were they actually like a Sega company?
No,
Because
I
they.
think they're like second party.
Yeah.
Like Sega own the rights to most of these games. That's why they re-release them on like, part of the Switch collection and things like that. Switch Online. Whenever they do a compilation that include Heady, obviously not
Yeah.
McDonald's. I don't think Sega own the rights to McDonald's. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because they when Sega died, they went a bunch of different ways.